Parsons is on the other side, not just with how good he is at one spot, but how good he is wherever he lines up.
Yeah, definitely those kind of guys you have to account for at all times, you know, in the run game, in the pass game, and then just have a plan when they play those different spots of how you're going to adjust your protections or your run calls or everything like that. So it definitely is a big deal, and really puts a lot more time into your game plan than if he just lined up in one spot.
Still, what do you like about the offensive line group that you guys settled on?
I like how the guys are working. I think we're pretty versatile as far as, you know, we got some flexibility, but I like how the guys compete. And we had a lot of competition this year, and I think everyone took that to heart and it made them get better. And I just like, you know, how we compete day in and day out.
Steno is someone who maybe once or twice has told us more than you should have, which I'd like you to keep doing if you could, please. You know, she kind of letting the cat out of the bag on what you're thinking of left tackle. What was it? What did he do? Because I know he missed some time there, and I know Jordan had some pretty good moments. What did he do that made you decide this is the way to go?
Yeah, I think just how he played, or how he's played in camp, you know, again, competing. And it's not like Jordan didn't do it. I thought from what I saw from him, he did an excellent job too. But at the end of the day, you know, when you go out there, you're always looking to put your 5 best guys out there. And for us, like, I still think we have good competition in the room. It's not like we're set right now and this is what it's going to be the rest of the year. I think this is going to be an ongoing thing. And I expect our guys to show up every day and just keep playing hard to earn that spot.
What's the key of stopping Hutchinson?
He's kind of in the same vein as we just talked about with Micah. Like, you gotta have a plan for him wherever he's at. He's a really active player, and he does a really good job just playing hard to the whistle and getting after people with relentless effort. That's one thing that's very impressive about his game. So you just got to make sure you have hats on him, you have eyes on him, you have guys, you know, accounting for him, multiple guys, so that you can minimize his effect on a game.
So I'm sure Jordan and Elton will figure it out, but if you're going to change centers, and I know he's played it some, but not as much as he's going to this year, how challenging is it to not have them have a lot of time together?
Yeah, it always is a challenge, but I think, you know, what we've compiled over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks, I feel pretty good about those guys. And Elton has played a lot of center over his career. Started one of the games last year against the Lions. So I feel pretty good about that, and he's a pro, and him and Jordan have great communication. They're on top of their stuff, so I feel good about it.
Is there an added challenge game planning in week 1? Because you can look back at what the Lions did. They have a new coordinator, changes over the offseason. Is there an added challenge that comes?
Yeah, there definitely is. You know, you can kind of, as the season goes on, you can see, you know, a team is what they were last year, and I know the Lions, they had a ton of injuries and things like that, so they kind of changed as the season went on. So this year, you know, with who they have coming back, you just kind of have to prepare for everything. So that is a challenge for sure.
You talked about it not being a set-in-stone offensive line, but how do you make sure that you continue developing Jordan this time of year? Because it just seemed like he was a different player once you moved to the left tackle.
No, he did a good job, and I think, you know, as we've kind of figured this out, just getting him on the field playing, I think that's how you develop him, and he's done a really good job.
What's your level of excitement for Matthew Golden's role in the passing game, and how does he help make it more dynamic and versatile?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job. He's got great speed, great hands, everything about him. He's just been a true professional as soon as he's walked in the door. So I'm just excited, you know, where he's at, and as this season progresses to kind of see how it unfolds and, like, how we can use him. But, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, you don't really know until you get out there in the game and watch him play, just because of his limited reps in actual live football for us. So, yeah, it's going to be fun, and I'm excited because what he's put on film, you know, in practice has been excellent.
Have you and Jordan, like, sat down and been, like, you know, raving about just how quick his hands are to be a first-round pick?
Yeah, no, he's impressed everybody in the building with just, you know, how he's gone about his game and his skills. So he's done a really good job.
I don't know if you're gonna have Jordan hand off left-handed or not. I'm not asking you to tell the Lions if you are or aren't, but the last thing you need against these guys is to give them an easy turnover because you fumble a handoff. So how do you go about trying to make sure that however he's gonna do it, you're not gonna hand him the ball doing something like that?
Yeah, no, we gotta be smart about all that stuff. And Jordan's been working, with using both hands and everything like that, and I think he feels pretty comfortable with where he's at right now, and he's getting better every day. So it's kind of a thing we'll just kind of see where we're at on Sunday. But yeah, it's just something in the game plan you definitely, if it is an issue, you got to account for it for sure, because it's going to come down to holding on to the ball and being smart with the ball for sure.
Having spent the better part of 2 years imagining 88 and 85 on the field at the same time.
Yeah.
What could you do if you actually do have them?
Yeah, no, it's been great just having those guys out there this camp, and I think Luke's done a really good job as the camp's progressed, making plays and things like that. Obviously Tucker's been great as usual, so it'll be really fun just to kind of get those guys involved in the pass game, doing a great job in the run game with everything we've asked of them. So yeah, it's going to be fun.